Welcome to Talking Golf with Gary. This week, the dynamic Gary will introduce you to all kinds of topics pertinent to this past week of golf. He'll give you some tidbits of information as what's coming up and take you on a tour around the world for all of the golfing highlights. Sit back and enjoy Talking Golf with Gary.
And hello and welcome to episode number 151 of Talking Golf with Gary, and happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. I'm doing the show a day later than usual due to circumstances out of my control, but let's adjust that camera a little bit. And but it's Valentine's Day, so I hope everybody had a nice day and a nice evening, and enjoy it. It comes around once a year, so enjoy it while you can. And we enjoyed a weekend of golf. I hope everybody enjoyed it. It was a great tournament out in Pebble Beach at the AT&T, as the final round was very intriguing with two heavyweights going at it in that final round. And let's look at the recap of that as Phil Mickelson, Phil Mickelson, who shot like an 80 the week before, came back from 6 strokes down to win the AT&T at Pebble Beach. He had a 6-shot deficit and ended up with a 2-shot lead in just 6 holes and closed with an 8 under 64 for that 2-shot victory over Charlie Wee, and gave Tiger Woods a thrashing at the Pebble Beach National Pro-Am on Sunday. Mickelson and Woods were teamed up together in the second-to-last group, and Mickelson beat him by 11 shots. He won for the 4th time at Pebble Beach and became only the 9th player in PGA Tour history with 40 wins. It was anything but easy for Woods, who was reduced to a supporting role on a cool, overcast day along the Pacific Ocean. Right when it looked as though Woods might still be in the game after holding a bunker shot for a birdie on a par 3 12th, Mickelson answered by pouring in a 30-foot par putt. Mickelson seized control for good with a 40-foot par save on the 15th hole, and he played it safe. Mickelson is capable of doing that every once in a while, so he played it safe on the 18th hole and still made a birdie. Wee, who started the final round with a 3-shot lead, 4-putted for a double bogey on the opening hole and never quite recovered. He closed with back-to-back birdies for an even par 72 and his 5th runner-up finish on tour. It was the 3rd straight week on tour that the winner started the final round at least 6 shots behind the 54-hole leader after his going after his first tour victory. Mickelson finished at 17 under and earned $1.152 million for his first win since the Houston Open last year. He will move to number 11 in the world. Ricky Barnes closed with a 67 and finished 3rd. Kevin Na tied for 5th and earned a spot in the Match Play Championship in 2 weeks at Arizona. And Tiger's game just deserted him as it completely fell apart on Sunday. He couldn't drop a putt, while Phil was dropping putts from all over the place. 30-footers, 40-footers, par, birdie, and his irons were right on the money. He was dropping some on the par 3 2 feet away. Phil was just playing out of his head. It was a fantastic round, very interesting to watch, and I hope you all caught it. And Tiger is still got some work. He's got some work to do with his putter, and he has some work to do with his distances on his irons. He was good off the tee. He's been finding the fairway, so that's a good sign for Tiger. But he's got to get those distances down with the irons. So congrats to Phil Mickelson, who gets his 40th win career victory. And Corey Pavin made a 12-foot birdie putt on the first playoff hole Sunday to defeat Peter Senior and win the Allianz Championship for his first Champions Tour title at Broken Sound. Both players shot a final round 71 to finish tie at 11 under. Senior forced the playoff with a birdie on the last hole of regulation, but his birdie try in the playoff stopped an inch short of the cup. Mark Calcavecchia appeared to be cruising to the victory when he birdied the par 5 11th hole to take a 3-shot lead over Pavin. But Calcavecchia, who is 5 under for the day, at that point bogeyed 6 of his last 7 holes to finish tied for 7th after a 73. That's gotta hurt. Bernhard Langer and Michael Allen tied for 3rd place, a shot ahead of Jay Haas and John Cook. Rafael Cabrera Bello won the Dubai Desert Classic, shooting a 4 under 68 to beat Lee Westwood and Stephen Gallagher by 1 shot for his 2nd European Tour victory. It appeared to be Westwood's tournament to win, with 3rd-ranked Englishman taking a 1-stroke lead over Cabrera Bello into the final round. But after making a 35-foot eagle putt on the 2nd hole to go up by 2, Westwood struggled with his putting the rest of the way. The Spaniard birdied the 17th for the outright lead, and then made a short par putt on number 18 to finish with an 18 under total of 270. Westwood had a chance to force a playoff, but his chip rolled past the hole. He then just missed a 25-foot birdie. Gallagher also had a chance to tie, but missed a 15-footer for a birdie. And even the LPGA got in the act this week as they had an event in Australia. An American teenager, Jessica Korda, yet another American teenager in the ladies' ranks, won the Women's Australian Open on Sunday for her first LPGA Tour title, holding a 25-foot birdie putt on the 2nd hole of a 6-player playoff. Korda closed with a 1 over 74 to finish at 3 under in the first women's professional event at Royal Melbourne, the historic sandbelt layout that was the site of the 2011 President's Cup. Stacey Lewis, Brittany Lincecum, Julieta Granada, So Yoon Roh, and Hee Young So also were in a playoff that matched the largest in LPGA Tour history. Playing in threesomes on the par 4 18th, all 6 players opened the playoff with pars. On the 2nd hole, Lewis, Lincecum, Granada, and So made par, and Ryu made a bogey. Ryu and So, playing ahead of Korda and Nikki Campbell in the second-to-last group, topped the leaderboard at 4 under going into the final hole of regulation, but both closed with bogeys to shoot 73. Lewis finished with 70, and Lincecum and Granada shot 71. Playing in the first playoff threesome, Lincecum had a good chance to win on the first extra hole, but her 6-foot birdie try circled the putt and stayed out. After Korda made her birdie putt in the 2nd group on the 2nd playoff hole, Granada missed a 12-footer that would have sent the 2 back to the 18th tee. Korda made her 16th start as an LPGA Tour member and began the round with a 1-stroke lead and was 2 ahead at 7 under, after which birdieing 3 of the first 8 holes. She had a double bogey on 9, bogeyed 10, birdied 11, and bogeyed number 14 to 16 to drop to 2 under, then rallied with a birdie on the par 5 17th and parred the 18th to get the final spot in the playoff. Projected to jump from 285th in the world to 30th, she became the 6th youngest winner in LPGA Tour history and the 4th youngest to win a 72-hole event. And you remember that the other teenager on the LPGA Tour, the phenom Alexis Thompson, won last year. And it seems that maybe there is a rebirth of good young women players on the LPGA Tour, as that whole tournament seems to be resuscitating itself and getting strong again. And it's always good for the game of golf. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back after these messages. You can now hear our show while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. On-demand news, talk, and more on your mobile phone. The latest episode is always available for you. No syncing needed and no memory or storage wasted. Available for your iPhone, Android phone, WebOS phone, or your BlackBerry. Downloading is easy. Go to Stitcher.com or check out your app store. Stitcher, smart radio, the smarter way to listen to radio. For all the listeners of Talking Golf with Gary, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 14-day trial to give you a chance to check out their service. Over 75,000 titles to choose from in many different categories, including science fiction, mysteries, biographies, sports, computers, you name it, they have it. To download your free audiobook today, go to audiblepodcast.com/Talking Golf with Gary. Again, that's audiblepodcast.com/Talking Golf with Gary for your free audiobook today. And don't forget, if you'd like to be a part of the show, you can by emailing us at talkinggolf@gmail.com or calling on our voicemail feedback comment hotline, whatever you'd like to call it, at 516-619-6341. And we did get an email this week from our good friend Jerry from Long Island, who was a little bit ahead of himself, as he's our in-house winner picker of tournaments, and he picked Phil Mickelson for the Northern Trust Open and Dustin Johnson or Spencer Levin for the AT&T, but Jerry was a little bit a week behind, as Phil won the Pebble Beach, so we'll see. He's still picking Phil Mickelson for the Northern Trust, so we'll see how that goes. And in other news, this is a Ryder Cup year, and the interest is building already. The U.S. players are starting to earn points from regular PGA Tour events, with Kyle Stanley atop the standings based on his runner-up finish and win in consecutive weeks. Davis Love III walks into the range, and the players call him captain. So we know it's that time. Love, however, said the race to make the team really doesn't start until late May. That's when 24 or so players begin getting fitted for their uniforms. Love still hasn't announced his assistant captains, saying he will work with European captain Jose Maria Olazabal to find a good time when they can do that together. He thinks 4 assistants is a good number. Rory McIlroy, reigning U.S. Open champion and unquestionably one of the finest talents now playing, while preparing last week for the Dubai Desert Classic, noted that the first time he was at that event, way back in 2006, he took a rather unconventional approach to checking out the then number one in the world, Tiger Woods. I remember I played on Thursday morning, and then on Thursday afternoon, Tiger was playing. I came out in the afternoon and took one of the photographer's cameras off of him and was able to follow inside the ropes, which was pretty cool. McIlroy, of course, has gotten much, much better and isn't quite so intimidated and awed by Woods any longer as he used to be. And with the U.S. Open under his belt, you can see why. And that's pretty much the news for this week. It was kind of a slow week. Tiger came out against long putters, as he thinks they should be banned, but I think a lot of recreational golfers, myself included, would disagree with him on that one. And, yeah, that was pretty much it for the news. So we'll continue on and go to birthdays.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Celebration anew! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you!
And the birthdays for this week, let's start with today, February 14th, we have Mickey Wright, who turns 77. Mickey Wright, a four-time LPGA champion and a legend on the LPGA Tour. She turns 77 today. And on the 18th, which is Saturday, Judy Rankin. Judy also an LPGA legend and quite a prolific winner. And also, you probably know her more as a reporter on course on television for ABC and now the Golf Channel. Judy turns 67 years old. And on January 20th, Jeff Maggart turns 48 years old. Jeff, of course, on the PGA Tour and doing a fine job. And I don't know what happened to our other sound effect, but it's time to go to the calendar, and we'll have to fix that up. But the calendar this week, as we said earlier, the PGA is playing at the Northern Trust Open, and Aaron Baddeley defends. The European Tour is playing the Avantha Masters, and that will be defended by SSP Chaurasia. And the ladies are in action as they play in Thailand at the Honda LPGA Thailand 2012. And Yani Zhang, the big star from last year, she will be defending her title there. And the Champions Tour play in the Ace Group Classic, and Bernhard Langer will defend. And even the Nationwide Tour kicks off their 2012 season, and they'll be in Colombia playing the Pacific Rubilas Bogota Open presented by Samsung. Yes, that's one title. And Brendan Pappas is the defending champion at that event. So the Nationwide Tour is getting into the act now. They're going to kick off their 2012 season. We've been waiting breathlessly for them. So it's great to see that they're finally starting their season. And that about wraps it up for this week. Don't forget, you can read my blog every week at talkinggolfwithgary.blogspot.com, and there's also the video of this podcast will be on that page if you care to check that out. Or you can watch the video hopefully every Monday at roughly around 8 o'clock. We do it, and you can see that on the new Facebook page that we had called Talking Golf with Gary, under the Ustream Live event tab. And let's see, what else? Well, you can catch the show on Stitcher Smart Radio. And Stitcher Smart Radio, of course, is the smart way to listen to radio, and that app is available for your BlackBerry, your Android phone, your iPhone, for any iPad, your iPod. And if you want to get the free app, go to Stitcher.com/talkinggolfwithgary, and we get a little credit. We're an affiliate, and we get a little credit for that. And you know, it costs money to do this program, so I'd appreciate it if you do that. And we are now also on TuneIn, and you can get their app at tunein.com, and that's similar to Stitcher. Some of the newer cars have Stitcher. Some of the newer cars have TuneIn. All of the phones get both programs, and we are on both with Talking Golf with Gary. So check us out there. If you don't, if you can't check us out anywhere else, that's where you can find us. And, of course, you can always find us at tgwg.podomatic.com. We're on the web there, and we're on iTunes as well. And while you're on the web searching around, check out our new store at www.zazzle.com/talkinggolfwithgary. And there's all kinds of nice items there. There's coffee cups. I have some of those coffee mugs there, and I'll tell you, they're the best things. I bought a few of them, and they're really terrific. And we just added a mouse pad, and I think there's an apron there. There's some really nice stuff there. So please check it out. And again, anything you purchase goes towards the show and really helps us out. And if you'd like to help us out by a donation, you can do that also at the blogspot, talkinggolfwithgary.blogspot.com page, or as well on the Podomatic page. Okay, we're still getting these things down, and we'll work on it and do a better job for the next time. But have a great week, and when we see you again, it'll be the results of the Northern Trust Open. So have a great time, have a great week, and we'll see you then, and thanks for listening to Talking Golf with Gary. Good night, everybody.